Stonehenge mystery finally cracked after the DNA of mystery builders has been revealed. Stonehenge of England eluded researchers for decades, but crucial DNA evidence now hints at the group of people who built this ancient megalith. Stonehenge is the biggest structure of its kind anywhere in the world, built approximately 5,000 years ago. Many mysteries surround the site, things like what it was used for, who used it, and how it ever got to Salisbury Plain in the first place. While some are certain that it was a place to observe the summer and winter solstices, others say it may have been a planetary observatory or even a burial place of the elite. An even bigger question is found in trying to find out who actually built this structure. While much of Stonehenge bluestone comes from Wales, previous DNA analysis suggests that those responsible for its construction came not from Wales nor Britain. According to the study published in the Journal of Nature, Ecology and Evolution, the ancestors of the people who built Stonehenge traveled west across the Mediterranean before reaching Britain. Researchers compared DNA extracted from Neolithic human remains found across Britain with that of people living simultaneously in Europe. In 2019, they found that the Neolithic inhabitants were descendants from populations originating in Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, eastern Turkey. Basically, ancient Greeks used to live there, and that moved to Iberia, parts of Spain and Portugal before heading north towards Britain. Those people are believed to have reached the island around 4000 BC, with Stonehenge being built from 3000 BC to 2000 BC. This journey was just one part of the huge expansion of people out of Anatolia at 6000 BC, whose people introduced farming to Europe. The continent was up until that point uninhabited. It was inhabited by small traveling groups who lived hunter-gatherer lifestyles. While one group followed the Danube River out of Anatolia and ventured into Central Europe, another traveled west across the Mediterranean. DNA used in the study shows that Neolithic Britons were mostly descendants from groups who took the Mediterranean route, although some minor slice of the Britons did have ancestry from those who followed the Danube River. These people either snaked their way north along the coast, rarely traveling inland, or hopping from island to island via boats. The Anatolian farmers must have entered Britain through the west, the researchers say, through Wales or southwest England, with radiocarbon dating suggesting that Neolithic people arrived marginally earlier in the west. And alongside farming, the Neolithic migrants brought to Britain many traditions that stood the test of time, including building monuments using large stones known as megaliths, a tradition of which Stonehenge was a part. The British Isles would go on to host the densest number of such structures anywhere in the world. The island was already populated by groups of Western hunter-gatherers when the farmers arrived in about 4000 BC, but DNA shows the two groups rarely mixed. Soon the British hunter-gatherers were almost entirely replaced by the Neolithic farmers, apart from one native group in western Scotland. Writing in the paper, co-author Dr. Tom Booth, a specialist in ancient DNA from the Natural History Museum in London, said, "We don't find any detectable evidence at all for the local British Western hunter-gatherer ancestry in the Neolithic farmers after they arrive. That does not mean they don't mix at all. It just means that maybe their population sizes were too small to have left any kind of genetic legacy." By the end of the Neolithic period, around 2450 BC, those descended from the first farmers were themselves replaced by the new people known as the Bell Beakers, who migrated from mainland Europe. And this is on Express UK by Joel Day. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. My Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.